This is Cynthia. Today we have the chapter 4. It's about the human learning. Learning is when we acquire knowledge of a subject or a skill, and it can be by the studying or by the experience, and it used to be the result of the reinforced practice. In the book we can find some advice if you want to teach someone to learn something. The first step that you must follow is knows the person and type's behavior, and then you must to specify the objectives and devise the methods that you will employ, and finally design evaluation procedure. Yes, that's it. Anyway, the learning could be understood in many different ways, and because of that there are so many theories about it, and we already talked about the three main perspectives. They are the behaviorist, the cognitivist, and the social constructivist. Today I would like to share with you the perspective of the three iconic figures in the social constructivist. The first is Carl Roger. For him, learning how is more important than being taught. And if the content of the learning is created with the due attention to the students, they will learn everything that they need to. The second is Paulo Freire. He adapted with the traditional concept of learning when the teachers make big deposits of knowledge in the student. Instead, he thinks that the student should be allowed to negotiate learning outcomes and cooperate with the teacher and other partners in a process of discovery, and they will be able to relate everything that they learn in the school with the reality outside the classroom. And finally we have the third one, is Lev Vygotsky. For him, the key of the understanding higher forms of the human mental activity lay in the meditation of symbols, signs, and language, and also that the language is an ability that develops with the social intervention. That's it. An interesting thing about the humans is that they used to approach any problems by using previously learned material with present learning events. And considering this phenomenon, we can find three associated concepts in the learning. The first is the transfer. Transfer is usually refers to the carryover or of previous performance or knowledge to subsequent learning. The second is the interference. Is when a previous item is incorrectly transferred or incorrectly associated with an item that or something in the learner. Yes. And finally we have the overgeneralization. It is a process that occurs in the second language learner acts within the target language, generalizing a particular rule or item in the second language, irrespective of the first language, beyond legitimate bounds, I think. Anyway, an example of the overgeneralization could be if a young child says foods instead of feed. Is a overgeneralization for the morphological rule for making plural nouns. I think that an example of the transfer could be the cognate, because when I start to learn English and I saw the word hotel, I already know what is that, because I transfer my knowledge of the word hotel to the second language, and I assume the hotel is the same. It's a transfer. I think. And the second, the interference, it could be the false cognate, because actually it's not the same that actualmente. And if you transfer the word actualmente and relate with actually, is an interference, because the already know word actualmente could be against the learning of that new word is not the same, I think. Anyway, that's all for today. See you next time.